Commissioner of the TRSBA here, Tim Wilshire, first episode of 2025. Happy New Year. It's been a great year. And yeah, look, what I'm going to do is another episode. We're 40 games into the TRSBA season. So I'm going to go for each team. I just want to recap just off the top of the show. Had a great holiday, went to Europe for a month. I met Holger. And, that was it was really, 26, 27 years or something since Holger obviously joined the TRSBA, and to be able to meet him in person in Zurich, Switzerland was absolutely unbelievable. It was great. Great to chat to him. I think we had about 5 beers. It was a really good time. So let's get straight into it. Let's just see if I could share my screen here. Share it. Yeah. Okay. Share. Okay. Let's just make sure that's working properly. I think it's sharing there. Okay. So, slideshow. Okay. Okay. We'll find out. Okay, so this is the second episode of the season. So this is just going through. These are the top 25 players the last 3 weeks. Okay. So that's Jokic has been really hot. He's been unbelievable. He's been more than 8 fantasy points ahead of SGA over the last 3 weeks this year. 54.25 has just been great. So that's been a fantastic boom for them. For the Hurricanes, SGA's has been unbelievable, 46.11. Giannis doing very well, still very good. Third best player in the league, I think, this year. Domantas Sabonis has been hot lately, so he's the 4th best. Cat we'll talk about, but he's up to 5 over the last 3 weeks, number 6 for the year. Joel Embiid, can't really say much about him because he's just not playing much. We'll talk about him later. Keaton Wallace had that one game, and I don't know how that sort of got in there. Anthony Davis has been really, really good all year. Edwards, that's higher than I expected lately. Cade is really good. Maxey, we'll see that he's actually right up there in the league. LaMelo pulled off a smidge. Wembanyama, we'll talk about him. I think he's number 8 for the year. Booker's been really good. Zach LaVine, unbelievable. We'll see where he is for the year, but it's looking good. LeBron's been very consistent. Trey Murphy been very, very good. Definitely the best player, which is probably the Pelicans as well. Mark Williams, just been on a heater lately. He's been really good. Kevin Durant still consistent, as is Tatum. Brunson consistent. Lillard still good at his age. Don't see Steph on here. Zion, Trey, and Sengun. Okay, the ladder. The Pens have the best record in the league. Not that so Bulls have the best record in the league. The Pens have the best percentages. The Nerds remain very, very good as well. The Barbarians. So the Barbarians have obviously improved. They went on a bit of a streak. They're right up there as well. The Saints, they'd be disappointed they're 5 games behind, but it is what it is with them. They're always battling a couple of niggling injuries. The Tigers are 4th, and the Dub-Dubs 5th there. I'm not sure if I got them in the right order in the thing, but they're very, very close on percentage. But Tigers have been a bit luckier with the wins. The Snipers and Hurricanes both with losing records, but both with above 200. That's why it's a bit harder out in the West. The Flyers, they are tanking. I think they'll try their best to get Cooper Flag. That's the West. The East, the Jaguars have been on a run to catch up to the Cows. That's a bit of a battle for 3rd spot. for the rest of the year. We'll both look at those teams in a bit of depth. I think there's enough separation there that they'll end up third and fourth. Lions, now 6 games back. The Hounds and the Predators will battle out for that last playoff spot. The Butchers are tanking. The Preds just aren't having luck with people playing. The Tampa Bay Butchers, their best player is Trey Murphy, averaging nearly 30 fantasy points a game this year, which is a little bit surprising, but also it's good, and he is a great player. Walker Kessler's come back in the 3rd year and done very well. I would say also that Mark Williams is the man. He should be starting at centre. There's no doubt about that. Bilal, up and down. Trey Mann's been injured a lot. We've had not much from Kevin Porter, not much from Yame Yaquez Jr. Abdia, that's probably what you expect from him. So this is a tanking team. This has got, apart from Murphy, what superstars have they got? Probably none. If we look at the Flyers, they're another tanking team. LaMelo Ball has been really, really good, nearly 40 fantasy points a game. So he should be an all-star. Apart from him, it's just very doom and gloom. I mean, John Collins, 28.3, has been actually a revelation this season, but is he going to be playing much the rest of the year? We don't know. I don't think so. Daniel Gafford should get a good run now. Najee Marshall, Nemhard, these guys don't even average 20 fantasy points a game. So there's a lot of tanking going on here. They've got Tobias Harris. So there's not much going on. There's not much here that's any good, really. Rozier, Clay Thompson, these guys are having really, washed the years, I would say. The Predators, it's been interesting, this team, because, yes, Joel Embiid is averaging the best, second best Banchero. Those guys have played 13 and 11 games respectively. Banchero's just come back from injury. An all-star caliber player. Hopefully, we'll see if he makes the all-star game. It'll be interesting. He did last year. Paul George is very, very much washed compared to what he used to be. Beal was washed. One player that isn't washed is Zach LaVine. He's doing what he can for this team, but they remain about the 3rd worst team in the league. Not much else to say there. Nothing else standing out. Nurkic, obviously a very, very disappointing year, and he's only played 25 games. Scotty Pippen hasn't really had the chance, with Morant playing most of the games. So there's not much more to say about the Preds here. The Washington Wolfhounds don't really make too many trades. Have a look at their team at the moment. They've got Giddy starting. They've got Van Vliet. It's surprising that their best player is Lauri Markkanen, who's played 32 games. It means he's probably missed at least 10. Nick Claxton has really taken steps backwards. Mikal Bridges hasn't got really any better. Josh Giddey hasn't got any better. Van Vliet is on the down. Colin Sexton is not doing that well. Whitmore's just not getting the opportunity. Aaron Gordon's been injured. Yabusele, it's okay. And that Jaden Ivey injury, that did hurt. He was playing okay. Same with Jared McCain. That season-ending injury for him really, really hurt. He was potentially going to get Rookie of the Year the way he was going. Okay, Team 12, the New York Lions. They traded at the start of the year to get Tyler Hero, and he's their best player at the moment. There's no doubt about that. 33.2 fantasy points a game. Dennis couldn't fit him under the cap, decided to roll the dice on Hero. Probably wish he kept him, but was there a way is the question. Probably not. Jalen Green hasn't really been able to get past into the 30 FP territory. He's sort of up and down. He's had a lot of good games lately. Wiggins is just solid. Sarr, good. If I was to put money on Rookie of the Year right now, it would be Alex Sarr. I think he's good enough. International superstar, as I said. Suggs, it's a good improvement there. Really good improvement from Dyson Ben Will. Oubre is Oubre. Holiday's just really washed. He's He's getting older now. Herbert Jones, we haven't seen a lot of him. He's been injured more than half the game, surprisingly. Al Horford struggles along. The New Orleans Hurricanes, the 11th ranked team, the best player in the comp at Nikola Jokic, 52.5 for the year. They've got other all-stars like Donovan Mitchell. Bam Adebayo is certainly a solid player. Jamal Murray, not really taking it to the next level. Chris Middleton's played 18 games. Buddy is crap. Why is he even the sixth man? I don't know. It's just what other options do they have? Christian Brown has been a good improver, I think. Keldon Johnson, I don't know why he's starting. I suppose they've got nobody else. But there's only really 4 players on this team, and then there's just nothing. It's just fucking shit after that. But they've got the number 1 player, so that's something they can always hang their hat on. The Jags. Okay, we've got our boy, Amen Thompson, showing the picture there. But let's just see how they all rank. There's no one really inside the top 50 apart from CJ McCollum. Kristaps Porzingis has played only 20 games, but at least he's come back from injury. Miles Bridges played well enough to get resigned. Jordan Poole's better than last year. He ranked 65. Magaport has come down a bit, was going well. He's ranked 72. Simon's at 81. Amen is on the stride at the moment. And Duran, Pritchard is on the way back. We've got Lively out for the year. Kuzma's been really, really shit, man. He's been fucking awful. Terrible. To be honest, so is Tyus Jones for that matter. Casey Wallace is probably getting a bit of a run lately. So we'll see him sort of come into the fold maybe in the last 14 or so games. Steph Castle, not signed, but he's just worth noting there for Steph Castle. The Snipers, Giannis is number 3, as we said. Apart from him, they've got Irving. Irving's getting 33.3. Garland is 29.4. Austin Reeves, 27.3. Ingram's been out a while, 30.6. But so is Clarkson. Sohan is back. There's not much. Kuminga's been out. So they've had a few injuries to contend with, but they do battle. The Cows, the Jaylen Brown is ranked 32. Look at the injuries. We'll talk about the injuries in a minute. It's always a concern with the Cows. They're 20-20 at the moment. They probably think they should be better. But they've got no one better than Jaylen Brown. Chet has still got 12 more games to go. He was averaging 28.2. Cam Thomas has another 4 games. He's only played 19. Chet's only played 10. DeJounte has played just 27, getting 30.52, which is about what he's expected. Jaren Jackson and Jared Allen leading team in games. Cam Johnson was going really well for a while, but it's only 25.97 for the year. Quickly's only played 9 games, very disappointing. So they've had a lot of injuries. They would think they would be certainly better. They've got dickheads like Jeremy Grant still on the team. He's just not getting the opportunity to get much better than that. D'Angelo Russell bouncing from one team to the next, but he's pretty awful at the moment. Bob Carrington, a good rookie, doing okay. The Tigers, Sabonis has been really, really good. There's no question about that. Barnes, as expected, these guys are hitting ceilings. I think Barnes and Crab pretty similar. Barrett actually played more games than Barnes. Halliburton has definitely, look at that. He was getting like 37 or something, wasn't he? 30.3. Fox is a lot better. It's a solid starting lineup nonetheless, because you've got Sabonis, who's really a top 10 player, and then you've got a bunch of guys who can get over 30. So that's why they can contend. Shaden Sharp has been a little bit disappointing. And then the bench just really tails off. Beasley, 3-point shooter. Given Chinjo's now injured. Nick Richards, whatever. He's not great. Asar, just wish he'd be doing better than this. Carter, hoping that he sort of turned things around. Wells is a rookie, doing good. He was doing well for a while too. I don't know why he's so far down the list, but I guess to what he's been doing lately. The OC doubles. We've got an interesting thing going on here. Luca's out another 5 games, it says there. Kobe White out 6. Luca was obviously doing well, but he's only played 22 games this year. It's very disappointing for him. Kevin Durant, it's just been Kevin Durant, very consistent. Underrated is Anthony Davis. This guy had a stellar year. Another All-Star game coming up, no doubt. 42.3 fantasy points a game, just unbelievable. Jakob Poeltl's been really good. I think he ranks 60 for this team. Hunter's, yeah, he's sort of might be having his best year. Gobert is really on the downward. Chris Paul, yeah, he's on this team. I think he came across, maybe it came across from the boys somehow, but he's 22 fantasy points. I think it was ranked 110. Bobby Portis is a little bit better than him. Levert, not so much. Monk has been good, though. I mean, Monk is starting for this team, but that's just by default, I think. 26.6. He's certainly probably having his best year in his career, believe it or not. The Utah Saints, have a look here. Ranked number 3, Shea obviously 33.84. It's a long way behind Jokic, though. He's played 43 games. Trae Young's played 41 at 35 fantasy points. Has been good. Just only 10 games for Zion at 34.5. Jalen Johnson out at least in 8 games, might be more. He's averaging 33.5. He's been good at 28th best player in the league. Morant's 39, should be higher. But yeah, Morant's not this. Has he hit a ceiling, Morant? I mean, he should be a lot better than this. I think he's certainly got the ability, but I think he's trying to scale back. He's missed at least 13 or 14 games so far. Evan Mobley's missed a few games. He's out 30.6. It's just hard to improve much more. It's not like he's hitting his absolute peak. But yeah, Keontae George, this is the return in the Hero trade. He's about 9 fantasy points behind Hero. Certainly not as good. And Hero's got better shooting game than Keontae George. Just a better overall game. But, you know, we're looking at other factors here. Vassell's been interesting, but he's surprised that he's 23.52. That surprises me. That he's been not any better than that, but I just think his scoring has gone down a bit. I think Wembanyama's taking chunks, Sohan's getting better, and I think that's the reason Vassell hasn't moved up much to the list. Benedict Mathurin started off the season really well, is cool, but he's been playing every game. Some of the other guys just down the bottom there, Pajemski, Clowney, Vicky, and Akbar J. So they're the guys there. The nerds, yeah, very impressed with the nerds here, Dan. Very impressed. Vooch has just had a career. For probably 80% of the season, he's been really just going a bit bonkers. And now he's sitting at 34.1, and he's about that year as an old, I think, as well. It's amazing what he's doing. Lately, he's slowed down a bit, so I'd be concerned about that for the rest of the year. But he's given the nerds this spot, this top 4 spot in the league. But he's not the only one. LeBron has been helping with that. He's about the top 10 in the league. DeMar DeRozan, I thought he was doing better than that, but a new team, it's 30 fantasy points a game. Josh Hart, nearly 30. Very surprising. James Harden, he's very, very good. They've got Westbrook, they've got OG Anunoby. JV's just not getting many minutes. That's why his stats are low. Leonard's only had the 5 games. Jada McDaniel, we'll see how he goes. Draymond Green and Simmons miss a lot of games throughout the year. Death Valley. So Victor's about 8th, I think, now. He started off not as good, but he's got it up to 40.8. Let's have a look at the rest of these guys. So Victor, we know that he's like the number 1 trade asset in the league, I think. So, yeah, he's definitely showing what he's got. Pascal Siakam. Yeah, that's about what you'd expect there. Jalen Williams had a really strong start to the year. Curtailed back a little bit, but should be an all-star, I think. Steph Curry, yeah, he's definitely getting a lot less minutes, and his production is not as good. His shooting percentages have gone down. He's in the all-star game. Sort of surprising with these numbers, but it's Steph Curry we're talking about. Maxi's the guy I think that really should be in the All-Star game. In the East, Maxi, Cade, LaMelo Ball, three really good point guards, so to speak, or lead guards that should all make the All-Star game based on how they're performing. He's played 35 games. He's definitely the Sixers' best player. It's not even close. Wagner missed all those games. He's back now, so expect him to motor things up a bit. Hartenstein was good for 24 games. Again. Butler, yeah, well, we'll see what happens there, but he's not playing much. It's just been disappointing. Jabari Smith is out for a while. He's out for another 13 games. Clint Capella's been acquired, and just for the 20 FB, because that's good when if you can get that in your ninth man, that's what you want, and that's what they're trying to do with that one. Second best team of the Alabama Wild was Tatum ranks about 7th. Is that really right? Wow, 7th. That's amazing, actually. I didn't think it was that high. 40.79. That's easy. Well, it is Jason Tatum. He's starting for the East. So Lillard, veteran, 35.49. Edwards, 34.57. Certainly been a bit better lately. 23. That's a little bit surprising. Zubac has been good. It's been expected that he's been good. He's had the opportunity. He's freed up. He's getting his 30 fantasy points a game. He's a great big man. And same with Norman Powell. He's been freed up as well. It's amazing that those two guys have got better stats than Julius Randle. Derek White and Miles Turner. This is a deep team. This is why they are best team in the league on record-wise. Second best percentage, I think. I don't know about Schroeder, Reed, or Hachimura, but they are there. They can maybe get 20 fantasy points a game each. Naz Reid is the guy that's probably on the hot streak at the moment. He's the one that should be elevated up in the lineup. He's been hot. But Schroeder's probably on the way out, as is Rui, I think, at the moment. And the LA Pens, I think, putting them number one, they are healthy. That's the key thing, very healthy. They have not had many players missed games this year, but Karl Anthony Towns has been stand out for this team. Who would have thought that he would go to New York and be the sixth best player? Cade, fourth ranked player, 37.6. That's amazing, isn't it? Really? Wow. Devin Booker, 17. Jalen Brunson, 21. So they've got 5 guys in the top 25. And they've got Bain, they've got Ayton. Those 2 guys are playing well. PJ Washington, Onyeka Okongwu is on a good run. And the prestige pick, grade A, rounds up the rear. So that there is my latest podcast, just going through all the different teams. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Christmas and holiday break. And any comments, I always like you guys to watch this,